So I just wanted to do a quick demo of the DXPR AI page builder feature, which is now in closed beta. So because it's still a closed beta, you have to perform a little trick to make the option show on this page. So if you go to the DXPR builder AI settings page, you hold the S button for 4 or 5 seconds, and that will make the settings show. Once you enable that, you may also, depending on where you're updating from, have to run the database update so that you generate the necessary taxonomies. But once you see this page and you enable this and these settings look the same as here, to demonstrate, we're just going to keep it small and try something simple. So I'm going to create a new page with the DXPR builder, of course. And a simple prompt you can try would be not for an entire page, but just for a section. So I'm going to say simple hero section, just as an exercise. So this gives you some quick feedback, and it may reveal, like in this case, that the theming might need to be updated for some scenarios that can be produced by the module. Let's see what we want to do here. Just remove that class. So that was the empty page prompt box. There's another one over here where I could say, for example, add a call to action section to the page. So from that prompt box, you can interact with any element in the page. I could say, make the button text more engaging, for example. But I'm going to show you a better way to do this. So when you use this feature on a large and complex page, the AI might have a difficult time finding the right element. So now I said the button text and I meant this one, but it was actually unclear because I also could have meant this green button right here. And to be more precise, every element has its own AI box. So I can open this AI box and say to make button text longer, and then there's no ambiguity about which button we're editing here. So it also works on existing pages. So I can go to my client page. Let's do something with tone of voice. So just real quick, tone of voice is managed in a taxonomy. Here are some example taxonomies. No, these are not the example ones. These are some custom ones I created for DXPR. But the module ships with some examples that you can easily edit like so. And making some time to create or edit these tone of voice templates, it makes a huge difference in the quality of the writing you get from the AI. And once you have these set up, you can actually switch them over here. So I'm going to say case study tone of voice. And then I want to just simply edit this text saying improved tone of voice. And the target tone of voice will be in context now. Right, so now I've shown 3 places where you can edit with AI. There's a 4th one, and that is inside the CK editor. So this one works a bit differently. It's a slash command tool, so I can either type the / or click the button here and say add a lead paragraph and simply press enter. And then we get an extra paragraph. In this setup, we can also select text and edit it. So this is tone of voice changing. This is shortcuts to simple edit, so I can ask to make it shorter. And those are the main areas where we can input with AI. Now I'm going to show some other neat features. So I'm on a new blank page and I'm going to introduce the clone feature. So the DXPR Builder's AI feature comes with a clone keyword that we can use to not start with a blank canvas, but copy the layout from another page. So here I'm copying the URL of Drupal's new homepage. I will simply say clone this page. This is a slow process because it does screen shaping and needs to input all the image contents into the AI. And what it does is not making an exact replica, but it just makes the best effort to replicate the layout while making an exact copy of the text, but not the images. So for legal reasons, we don't want to download images from another website, and we replace the images with placeholders. Using placeholder images is a general strategy we chose with the DXPR Builder. So it's not possible to use AI to generate images inside the product as of now. And the reason we chose to use placeholder images instead is to promote a workflow where a creative professional will replace those assets with real creative assets, and he may or may not use AI, but AI image tools used by someone who's not a designer often results in subpar content quality. So that is something we are holding off on for now. So let's see what we have here. We have a nice layout, feature boxes. So this will not be an exact replica, but it's a nice starting point if you want to create a page similar to this. So it is capable of creating a carousel if it recognizes one. In this case, that's something that did not really work. So the AI is still very much imperfect, and it just copied the carousel buttons here instead. But yeah, this is a great feature if you're looking for something like a shortcut instead of starting on an empty page. So what else do we want to demonstrate? Maybe web research. So what I think is quite an exciting feature is an automatic built-in web search feature. So let's say I want to make a page about something that the AI may not know very well based on its training data, then it will automatically perform the necessary searches. So I can say create a 500-word blog post about upcoming Drupal 12 release. Include latest developments. So our custom DXPR AI backend integrates web search with whichever AI provider you choose to use. Oh, that's something I forgot to mention. Let's take a look at that. So if you install the DXPR AI provider, you have... Okay, I didn't install this AI provider here. Then I'm going to show where the interface will be in that case. So I'm going back to the DXPR Builder AI setting page, and if we select manual override here, we can influence which model will be selected as first choice. So the reason we let you enable multiple providers is to have automatic failover if one of the providers is offline or overloaded. So if OpenAI is down, in my configuration, we automatically go to Mistral AI. Mistral AI is not responding correctly, we go to Anthropic, etc. So you're basically always guaranteed to have some provider answer your prompt. You can also enable providers if there's one in particular you don't like, so that they are never used. And if you want even more control over the DXPR AI backend, there's actually another module to install. This one, but clearly it's an optional installation because we are also able to configure the providers without it. So here's our blog post. It knows about Drupal CMS, so that's already a good indication that we are more up to date than the training data of the module. Another feature to show is our long content planning and reasoning feature. So we have basically an agentic framework that is capable of making content longer than what would otherwise be possible without the framework. So all AI providers have a limit to how many tokens it will spit out when answering a single prompt. And that limit is unsatisfactory for certain forms of content, such as long product pages or blog posts. So now I can ask for a 1200 word blog post. So there's a limit of 1000 words in the expected word count, where we switch over to this planning and reasoning mode. About Drupal 12, include details about current state of development and difficulties, why not? And I'm also going to use the enhance prompt button. Maybe it will give me some nice ideas about what to put in the article that I can review and edit. Oops, yeah, that's a little bug. It's not supposed to generate HTML in this case. I'll make a bug report for that. Oh, it's actually answering the prompt in here. So we have a regression bug in the enhance button. Write a 1200 word blog post about Drupal 12, include recent developments, issues that prove difficult, and key expected features. So include timeline. So now we will enter the more comprehensive content planning tool, and it also will take quite a bit longer. So what we're doing here is, I'll just call it out as we see it develop. So the feature, the framework I'm demonstrating now, it's very powerful, but also complex and imperfect. So you may expect to have issues or need some practice in order to get results from this tool. So now it's creating a content strategy. So it's applying best practices in copywriting and SEO to plan the sections of the article. Now it's developing an outline. So the outline will compartmentalize the content item in such a way that different AI agents can write every piece of it separately, which means that we don't depend on a single prompt that severely limits our output length. So now we start writing the first section. There's just something wrong with our BG Lite bootstrap option. That could be related to our... So yeah, that might be good to mention too. Something that I apparently forgot to do is update to the latest DXPR theme version, the 6.1.0 beta version, that revamps the theme settings form, but also implements more color settings. And since the AI uses Bootstrap, we implemented more of the color settings of Bootstrap, such as BG Light and BG Primary Subtle. These are only available in Bootstrap 5. We implemented that in the theme so that we have good control over the actual helper classes that we ask the AI to use here. So do we actually get a timeline? I feel like the web research feature might be out of service because I don't get as many details as I expected. This is clearly wrong. Let me just test that for a second. Write a blog post about today's news. Not sure if I should have input the date here. So next it should say something about searching the web, but it doesn't. But this does look correct. So we're still in beta, very exciting. Expect bugs, but expect to have reliable undo and redo. We're actually working on improving this experience, as you will likely need it, learning how to use AI effectively on your website. So more news coming soon about this, and I'm really looking forward to get some feedback so that we can solve critical issues before going to public beta and production releases.